Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Annual Conference Live with 0 to 3. I'm Will Hallex. Thanks for joining us for our fireside chat where we meet some of the 0 to 3 fellows from this year. We're here with Lynette Aytch, who's the Director of Leadership Development Institute at 0 to 3, and two of our fellows, Rochelle Mattoch and Hwon. So welcome. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
So Rochelle and Hwa, I'm hoping that you could get us started by introducing yourself and talking about your work as it relates to infants and toddlers.
Okay, my name is Rochelle Mattoch and I'm from Perth, Western Australia, one of the most isolated cities in the world. I have various roles. My first role is manager of a perinatal and infant mental health community service that serves families who have emotional, behavioural and social issues from pregnancy to 2 years. It's also a training centre for clinical psychology trainees. I'm also part of a leadership group that is working towards a collective impact effort to improve our system of care for perinatal and infant mental health services. And my last role is looking at building workforce capacity in infant and early childhood mental health. And we've had the privilege to be able to adopt the Michigan Association of Infant Mental Health Competencies and Endorsement Framework.
That's great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hwon. I'm currently a PhD candidate at the University of South Carolina in Health Promotion, Education, and Behavioral Doctoral Program. And I'm also a research assistant for the Institutes for Family in Societies. And for both of the work, I do the work to support children and family in early childhood. For my dissertation, I'm currently examining parenting and child self-regulation as a mechanism for the relationship between food insecurity and child dietary behavior. For my research assistantship, I help the team, the maternal and child health team, to support the South Carolina Birth Outcome Initiative. So that is a multi-stakeholder collaborative to improve birth outcome in South Carolina. Yes.
That's great. Thanks so much. You both are doing really incredible work. Can you talk a little bit about the fellowship and how that's helped you in your work?
Well, the fellowship for me was like transformational in many unexpected ways. And I think one of the first things it was able to gift me was to be more open and inclusive of who impacts the well-being of infants, young children and their families. It also helped me think about the importance of the voice of the family, and that now is incorporated in all my work. So an example of that would be in our collective impact effort, looking at the system of care. We have families involved from the very beginning, and they're looking at really, I suppose, developing research questions, really letting us know from their experience of the services that we have across the continuum of care. And I think one of the other things has been the lifetime relationships that I've established. And what's grown out of that is having the opportunity for one of my colleagues in my fellowship group, Yiğit Uksakov from Turkey, to come to Perth, Western Australia and share with us his model, which 80 Australians then got to be the privilege to hear about. So it was a really, I suppose my experience then was able to lead a much bigger group learning about innovative ways of thinking about infant and early childhood mental health that we hadn't considered before, like mobility, like green spaces, like the importance of parks. So it was just, very transformational.
Thank you. Hwa?
I come with a fellowship at my first year in my doctoral program. And I feel that I have grown so much during the time that I was in the fellowship as well as after the fellowship. And one of the most important thing, of course, is it's obvious that my leadership skill and what I have learned throughout the fellowship has really helped me as the one I did work before at the grassroots level in Vietnam, where I'm from. But it's kind of really transformation. I feel that it's make me feel that I'm confident to do that path. And then the second thing is that it's helped me vision my work for children and family. And even though the work keep changing, of course, during the work, but I feel that I never out of the track. So, and I feel like I'm kind of like persistent on the track, and the fellowship kind of like helped me a lot on that. And the third thing is that I feel that the fellowship provide me a family where I have model. I learned the history of the work that 0 to 3 and all of the big persons have been doing to be in I still remember every time that I'm in the fellowship room dinner, and I have like very deep like authentic sharings, which really like impactful. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's terrific. Thanks so much. And the last question for the fellows, what advice would you have for people who are applying for the fellowship?
I would say just have the courage to apply. I think the process for me in just applying was really important to help kind of crystallise why am I doing this work and what do I want to achieve. And I think if you're doing something innovative or a little bit different, then I think that's really exciting, because the more diversity that the fellowship embraces, the more that we can learn from each other.
And my advice is like the same. Like, first you have to apply. You have to believe in yourself, because like when I come here, I'm like first year and I'm from another country. I know nothing, but because I follow 0 to 3 since I was in Vietnam, because I think that's important work. So I just like share what I'm doing, and I insist that this is important for me. So I think, and you will know that you will have more than you expect. And yeah, as I have been through, and you need to experience to know it.
Thank you both so much. Lynette, we'll go to you now. So we have a lot of early childhood professionals watching in the audience.
Yes.
So what would you say to them in terms of reasons to apply for the fellowship?
Oh my goodness, I love that question. You know, one of the things that we really believe is that babies are everybody's business. So wherever you are across the early childhood spectrum, working directly with children and families or working on behalf of them, you have the capacity and the skills and the passion already to really be a significant person of influence in making the world a better place for babies and for families. So we believe that everybody has the capacity to have influence in their personal context, and that you have the capacity to lead from wherever you are. You know, sometimes we think you just have to be the president or the executive director, but we believe that no matter where you are in that system, you have the capacity to lead and to make change, and the fellowship is here to help support you in doing that. So we want to see everybody across the total spectrum to see themselves as being a part of this opportunity.
And we've heard a lot from the two of you about what a meaningful experience this can be. So what benefits of the fellowship would you stress to people who are interested in applying?
You know, so one of the things that is so important about the fellowship is we believe that to be an impactful, visionary, innovative leader, that it is both a connection between your person and your profession. And so the beautiful part of the fellowship program is you get to build a relationship with this group of people who are really committed to their own growth and development. And we all know that when you are seeking to grow and learn, it can be a very affirming process. But it's also a process where you need to be willing to look at your own challenges and your own areas of weakness, and to be able to do that work in a supportive environment that allows you to be vulnerable and to recognize where you need to grow. And so the fellowship provides, first and foremost, what I call an affirming, reflective environment for you to do the work. But also we have a curriculum that's developed to help you to develop your skills and your knowledge and your expertise around advancing change, working collaboratively with others, communicating effectively. Oh my, what are some other things? We did lots of things that really just help you build your own sense of the capacity to lead and have influence in a way that really engages others. Because the last thing about this is that no significant change can be done by a single person. It has to be done in collaboration with a broad diversity of people. And so that's what we seek to really help people feel confident in being able to do that.
That's great, thank you. And I can like feel the excitement now of the early childhood professionals in the audience who are watching. So how can they apply for the fellowship?
Yes, so our fellowship program is 18 months long, and we have literally just finalized the selection for the 2018-20 fellowship class. So check the 0 to 3 website about a week after the conference, and you'll see our brand new fellows class of 15. So we will be opening the application period again in the spring of 2020. I know it seems like a long way away, but it's really not. But check our website. We will post when our application period will open. It usually opens in early spring, and there's about a 6-week application period. So yes, look for that information, but I would encourage you in advance, if you're really interested in this opportunity, and we want everybody to see themselves as potential applicants for the fellowship, is to go online and read our information about the fellowship experience. We have profiles, photos, and bios of the fellows from the last 2 fellowship classes. So read about them, learn about their work, and it'll be, I think, a nice kind of way for you to begin to think about your own work. I want to share one last thing. So a real core of the fellowship program is having a vision for change. And so be thinking about that. What do you really care about? Within your professional context, what do you see as a real need? And be thinking about that, and what do you have passion for? Because being able to articulate that vision for change is a really core part of the application.
That's great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you can learn more, as Lynette said, at 0to3.org. You can also follow us on social media at 0 to 3 for more announcements as those deadlines and milestones come up across the next 18 months. So thanks very much. Be sure to follow us, visit us online as well at 0to3.org/AC Live. That's where our fireside chat schedule is. Come back and see us for our next one at the top of the next hour. That's going to be a section on proven approaches to improving child welfare. And in the meantime, thank you all so much for joining us.
Okay,
Thank you for having us.
All right, and we'll see you soon.